Hello and welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today, this is part of a series. We're almost at the end of our little mini series for the launch of the Speak 28 by 28 challenge. And in this episode, we're talking about who the Speak 28 by 28 challenge is for, because it's not going to necessarily be right for everyone. And I want you to be able to know if it's right for you before joining. So I'm going to give you a few scenarios that you may be feeling like you're fitting into and tell you if it is or isn't right for you. So, by the way, if you're ready to go right now, you can join at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/speak. But for now, let's get into the episode. So first up then, multiple languages. So this is a big one because it can sometimes feel like you need to focus on one at a time. If you're going to take on a challenge, you're going to take on that challenge in one language. But I think that okay, let's just get this out of the way first. The challenge will work for you if you're learning multiple languages, right? How, why? Let's get into that. So you can choose to do either multiple languages each day, and every day you're going to respond to the speaking prompts in multiple languages. You can do it that way. You can decide to do alternating days, there we go, where perhaps on day 1, you respond in French, day 2, Spanish, day 3, French, 4, Spanish, and so on and so on and so on. So you're alternating the languages that you do each day. You can do it that way. Or option 3, you can do the whole challenge in one language. And then, because you have lifetime access, because you don't run out of, you're not going to, after 28 days, suddenly your access cuts off, you're able to then do the challenge again at a time that suits you for the other language. So this is really cool. You have these very flexible options for ways that you can use this to improve your speaking confidence in multiple languages. And the other thing as well on that is that, when you do this stuff once, it becomes easier across the board. So even if you choose to focus on one language for this challenge, you then may not need to go through the whole thing again for the other language, because you may feel like, okay, I've got what I need now. I can apply it and kind of cross over all that knowledge to the other language. Second, beginners. So level is a really big one where perhaps you feel, well, actually kind of both ways, but I think especially beginners, like you might feel that you're too advanced, that you feel like, okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. This is my third point. But if you're a beginner, this is huge because you feel like you need to wait, right? You feel like you can't do something like this until and the reasons like that we make up for ourselves are so varied. Like it could be until you know 1,000 words, until you have been learning for a certain amount of time, like 6 months or a year, until you have had a certain number of conversations in real life and they didn't go well, and so you need the support. Do you know what I mean? You might be feeling that you need to wait. You do not need to wait, because the sooner that you learn the stuff that we talk about in the challenge, the better, right? There's no point in holding yourself back and waiting until, because that day is never going to come. Because when you think, okay, until I know 1,000 words, first of all, how do you measure how many words you know? But second of all, you may then feel like, oh, actually, maybe I should wait until 2,000 because I still don't feel confident. Do you know what I mean? But if you join the challenge now, at the level that you're at now, that confidence is going to come at the level you're at now. So when you know 1,000 words and then 2,000, you're still going to have that confidence. Whereas you might not if you think 1,000, I'm not confident enough yet, I need more. And you keep going and you keep going. Do you know what I mean? So beginners, come on in. This is for you. And then finally, like I said, this goes both ways on the level scale. If you feel that you are pretty confident, but perhaps there's room for improvement, then yeah, also come on in, right? This is also good for you. So something happens when we get to a reasonable level in a language. It's like, okay, I can handle this. I can deal with most scenarios. I think I'm fine. I don't need to do any more learning. I don't need to put much more into this. And that's fine. Maybe you don't. Maybe that's where you're at and that's all good. But there is no harm in giving yourself a little boost every now and then. Giving yourself a chance to improve with something that has this flexible structure like the challenge, where, you know, it's not like you're going to learn the next 1,000 words or something very kind of like numeric. It's something that gives you a chance to really feel the language and feel how you feel about it, feel how confident you feel that confidence grow. And that's where I feel like this would be useful for you if you're at that kind of level. So if that is you, if you are like multiple languages, yes, that's me. Beginner, that is me. Pretty confident but with room for improvement, that is me. Then come on in, come and join us. The challenge is open now, but not for long, just a couple more days before we're going to close for a little while. So I recommend getting in now, because once you have access to the challenge, you have lifetime access. So all future updates, all future live rounds, all of that stuff you will have access to when you join now. And that might not always be the case. So in the future, you know, things like the price might increase, but also it might be that if you join a live round, you might not get lifetime access. I don't know how it's all going to work out yet in the future, right? So join while you can, get that lifetime access while you can. And you will have access to this challenge to help you speak more confidently in any language, at any level. You're going to love this. 1 month from now, you will be speaking fearlessly and intuitively and confidently, whatever level you're at. Get started and join today at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/speak. And I would love to work together with you in the challenge. If you have any questions before joining, you can email me lindsay@doeslanguages.com, and I'll speak to you very soon. All right, bye.